Man, this one's got to feel good for Habs fans. What won it for them was the goaltending and the defense. For being such a sore spot for such a long time, it's incredible watching Montreal compete with this Stanley Cup competing team and make them look like they were dog walking them at certain times. Let's relax a little bit. Edmonton played a good game, but Montembeault was on point this game. And with 3 blocked shots and many smart defensive moves and efforts, it was good to have Savard back tonight.
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
Let's talk about it.
We let the people decide.
So the Montreal Canadiens faced off against the Edmonton Oilers tonight. This game was at home. The lineup was unchanged, except Barron is out and Savard is back in. Montreal goes into this game with some momentum and refound confidence. But the Edmonton Oilers, this is a very strong team with the best player in the league and a roster suited for playoff action. I'm a Canadiens fan through and through. I thought that they had a chance tonight, but I had no idea they would look this good. Do you know what else has been looking incredible lately? My channel. We're up to 5,150 or maybe more subscribers. We're just starting and we're already doing this well. It's mind-blowing. Thank you so much, guys. I saw you really pitch in on the recent video about Ryan Reeves and Darnell Nurse. Some really great comments in there. Good feedback and good takes about the hit and the suspension. But getting back to the game tonight. Before the game starts, they honor Pierre Guhle, who is the recipient of this year's Foster Hewitt Memorial Award. Well-deserved. Congratulations, Pierre. National anthem goes. It's a old school style of the national anthem. Kind of like it. And we're off to the first period. The first period starts a little shaky for the Canadiens. I think that makes sense. You kind of have to match tempo with the team, but they settle it down. Montembeault comes up big quite a few times in the first period. McDavid is able to move around the ice as he wishes, even shaking off Lane Hudson, who is tripped, doesn't receive a call. But don't blow down the play because McDavid has the puck and he might do something really cool with it. At least that's the only thing I could figure out. I'm going to stop myself right there because I could be really petty about this win. There were a lot of no calls and there were a lot of soft calls, particularly some hooking calls. But the same goes for the Oilers, one that I'm going to get to shortly, and a quick whistle where the puck was loose could have definitely resulted in a goal. So Oilers fans, if you're still sticking around in this video, I feel you. I understand your pain because that happens to us a lot too. So let us have this one. After that opportunity for McDavid, Dvorak gets a good chance on the other end. They continue to pour it on and they're getting pretty good ozone time in the first period. They get it in front of the net. Pickard covers it up, but then Doc gets punched in the face. They cut to commercial and they come back and Doc is sitting in the penalty box. I'm scratching my head a little bit here, and I know I wasn't going to bring up a bunch of the bad calls, but take a look. Is this roughing for Doc? That's okay, because before the end of the first period, Arber Xhekaj sends a message.
The Oilers are out. This time it's Hyman punished.
This one as well. This is what I was talking about. This one could have been an interference penalty. Hyman had relinquished possession of the puck at this point. There's a couple steps in there and Xhekaj made him sit down. What's funny about this is you can see Brett Kulak kind of circle around to see who put Hyman on the ice. It looks like when he sees that it's Xhekaj, he says, oh. And then essentially for the rest of the game, they were pointing the camera at Brown, anticipating some sort of retaliation that never came. I think the sheriff runs a pretty tight ship. And while we're on the topic, Xhekaj had a great game. His feeds were connecting. He was killing plays in the defensive zone. He had 19 shifts, 17 minutes, compared to his pairing, Struble, who had 13. 3 block shots, 4 hits. He played well, but he wasn't really rewarded for it. He didn't get a plus this game. No points, no assists. But I'm definitely seeing the work that he's putting in. After this, that quick whistle happens for the Oilers. They're upset by this, obviously very vocal about it. You can see all the reactions on the play. The puck was still loose. And I felt it was a quick whistle. You're right. But that's how the first period's going to end. 2 goose eggs. And even with that, I'm thinking, A-okay, great job, Montreal. If you're able to shut down Edmonton's offense in 1 period, maybe you could do it again, or maybe 2 times. Second period starts on the power play for the Oilers. I forgot to mention that Yoel Armia took a high sticking penalty near the end of the first period. Does that a lot. And then not long after that, Lane Hudson takes a penalty for hooking on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. This was one of the soft ones I was talking about. Montreal continues their good efforts on the penalty kill, and both those penalties are killed off. And that's almost it for penalties this game, because I think there's one left. Montembeault continues doing his best impression of a brick wall. And then with about 30 seconds left in the second period, Montreal strikes first.
Bukowski on him. It's rolled around. Matheson with a shot tipped in. Brendan Gallagher out in front.
I love this. I was talking with somebody in the comments of one of my last videos about how Bukowski needs to identify himself as more than just a support player. But what he does on this play, I mean, he is the individual who does the most work on this goal. Certainly. He picks up the turnover in the defensive zone, brings the puck up, dishes to Suzuki. Suzuki loses it behind the net. Slav anticipates the puck going behind the net, strips Guhle, gets it to Matheson, who shoots. Gallagher tips it in. Gallagher has now 8 goals. Brendan Gallagher, he's having a season. And that's 1-0 for the Montreal Canadiens. That's how the second period would end. 1-0. On to the third period. It's feeling the same. Edmonton really should be ramping up their efforts, but it kind of feels like they're giving up a little bit. I watch Edmonton quite a bit, and I do think that they have the tendency of getting frustrated. You can see it with McDavid, and I know a lot of people will compliment him for his passion, but, and this might be unpopular, I don't know if it's helpful yelling at your teammates, getting frustrated when your teammates can't put the puck in the net, slamming your stick against the boards in frustration. Just going to put that out there. Still think he's the best player in the NHL. I just don't know if he's the Lady Bing player that everybody makes him out to be. So as I said, Montreal is looking strong. At 5:52, they strike again.
Draisaitl sticks his nose in. Evans, Caulfield, Guhle. Score!
Love this from Cole Caulfield. He gets physical on Leon Draisaitl, strips him of the puck, beats Guhle, and that's all she wrote. Montreal really should have Edmonton on their heels here. But aside from a few one-trick pony plays that Edmonton's able to muster, the Canadiens keep pouring it on, and they keep looking like they're more confident, detail-oriented. The Canadiens seem more disciplined. I'll tell you, this ended with 30 shots from Edmonton, 25 shots from the Canadiens. Edmonton also won more face-offs, and they had less penalties. But the Canadiens had more takeaways, less giveaways. They were hitting more. They were forechecking more. And I really think that was the war of attrition that they won, because with 4 minutes left, or around 4 minutes, Edmonton pulls Calvin Pickard. They put up a little bit of a fight in the offensive zone, not getting any huge significant opportunities except for one quick kick save, that not getting any really huge significant opportunities because the Canadiens were choking them out. There was one wraparound that Montembeault had to be quick with a kick save. I might have footage of that, actually. I might be popping it up here right now. But then not long after that, Jake Evans gets control of the puck, lines up his shot, flips the puck down ice to really seal the deal, making it 3-0 for the Habs. And that's how it would end. This was an exciting game to watch as a Habs fan. Even the first period was exciting for me, although it was scoreless, exactly for those reasons that I mentioned earlier in the video. They looked so good defensively after they shook off the first 2 shifts and realized, I think, that they were hanging with the Oilers pretty good. This is a really heartening win. I'm excited to watch the post-game interviews. And you know what? I might watch them right now, actually. I'll be right back.
One eternity later.
That was a way longer post-game conference than usual. The spirits were definitely different than what I've witnessed recently. Martin St. Louis talked for about 10 minutes. Slav's mood was completely different. Check this out.
Somehow.
Communication, I guess, too.
Yeah, communication. We are like more ready to defend. I feel like we were cheating a little bit at the start of the season, and now everyone is committed to play D.
The first period, you mentioned the penalties. Sorry, go ahead.
We talked a little bit with Marty.
But I especially liked what Martin St. Louis said about offensive style of play.
How does a coach? I know you like that offensive style of game and open. How do you, as a coach, how do you?
I don't know if I like that offensive style of game, wide open.
Well,
I like offense, and I know we can play offense, but not at the price of helping the other team to get going the other way.
And then he followed this up by saying in a way better way than I've been trying to explain about what the Canadiens need to do in order to be more successful more often. They're a team when you make a mistake, you're going to get punished. We saw that with Columbus, and we saw it early in the season. But sometimes you can't just wait for that to happen. You have to be the stronger team. That's what I've always said. But I liked how Martin St. Louis said it. He said, minimize risks, but rely and believe in the forecheck. That's definitely what you witnessed tonight with the Edmonton Oilers. It was a suffocating type of game, but they played harder than them. But also credit goes to Montembeault. 3-0. You got your shutout, buddy, and you look great doing it. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support you've been giving me. I really want to see you talking in the comments. I've talked about creating a chat channel for us to communicate more often. I'm going to hold off on that until we reach some sort of a benchmark. But until then, I really want to communicate you in the comments. It's kind of the most holistic way to communicate with me. You can also go on X, but honestly, I don't really like X. It's turning into a cesspool. And if you're not subscribed, why not? Subscribe. Like the video. It helps me with search results or algorithm stuff. And as always, like I said, I'll see you down below in those comments.